Last week, we touched on the subject of hairstylists and how the effects of the autonomy of salon suites is contributing to the destruction of the salon industry. In this video, I want to explain the stylist's perspective. I made a video about a viral moment, and it featured a stylist who had an elderly client who hit her for no valid reason. This resonated with me because working as a hairstylist in a nursing home, assaults were not uncommon. Her client was elderly. The pandemic brought out the absolute worst in clients who were already at their breaking point, in my opinion. The aftermath of the pandemic. I have never, in my 23-year career, fired as many clients as I did during the pandemic compared to any other period of my career. And it wasn't a specific age group. It was elementary age all the way up to senior citizens in the silent generation. By firing, I literally tell the clients I can no longer be their hairdresser. The salon is the unofficial safe space. Many people hate going to therapists. They tell their hairstylists their deepest, darkest secrets, knowing we'll take it to the grave, so to say. Because we're so used to dealing with a wide array of personalities, narcissists, and psychopaths, both diagnosed and undiagnosed, that drama is handled with ease in our salons. We're used to drama, believe me. Unsatisfied and mental health. I once had a client who was upset every time I did her hair. I was wondering why she kept coming back. She finally told me her husband didn't want her anymore and hoped a new hairstyle would awaken his interest. Now you see, this is absolutely, unequivocally ridiculous. That's a mental health issue. First of all, no man that's attracted to you cares about your hair to that extent, in my opinion. I say that as a covered woman. Even we get stared at, complimented, doors held open, etc., and you can't even see our hair. Also, as a married woman for over 15 years, trust me, and just trust me. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I refuse to address mental health issues or your marriage issues because I'm not a therapist. After 2020, I couldn't peddle policies out fast enough to keep up with the lunacy. Before 2020, I never had serious written policies because I never had to. You just book the appointment and I do your hair. That's how it was until 2020. At one point, I was considering seeking therapy. Yes, I said that to a client. Like, I'm about to have to make an appointment with a therapist because these people was crazy. Okay, let me get back to the script. Some things I encountered was repeated no-shows, although they got text and email reminders. No-shows, although they made their appointments themselves online. They'll just pretend they ain't even have an appointment. Like, I didn't do that. You did do that. Unrealistic expectations. For example, having 8 inches of hair, but wanted a style for somebody who got 15 inches of hair. It's like, come on, what am I supposed to do with that? Blatant fabrication of stories. Missing money at the time of the appointment, last minute IOUs, like they wait till they get in the chair and be like, hey, I don't have no money. No, you don't do that then. You do that when you book in the appointment. That's when you do that. Or excessively late, 2 to 5 hours. Yes. I remember that last one I fired off that. That was absurd. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I was trying not to do the ratchet voice, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell that story. The lady I have been doing for years, and she's been late from day one. And I don't mean like 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes late. I mean an hour late from day one, and I tolerated it. And it got to the point where I was over it. And of course, after the pandemic, it got way worse. So it got to the point where I believe she had a 5 o'clock appointment in the afternoon on a Saturday. And that's the end of my day. You like the last appointment if you come in at 5. So 6 o'clock came. I had already finished like the last client. So it was, basically I was there anyway, but an hour had passed and she wasn't there. So I was already packed up and I left. She called me at 8. So that's 3 hours after the appointment. And she called me not to tell me that she was there. She called me to tell me that she on her way. I said, you know what? See, we ain't going to make this a ranting episode. Let me get back on. And the list goes on and on. To be honest, I was sick of it all. Customer service workers deal with the effects of a capitalistic society. In my opinion, we're indoctrinated to be consumers with no empathy. That's another subject I won't touch on today because it's too deep. My political episodes are on Sunday, by the way. Searching for sanity. We are not therapists. I literally come to work to play in people's hair all day and hopefully put a smile on your face. But when you add all that drama, it's like, forget all that, honey. Just forget it. And this is not to take away from the legitimate clients who have been tortured by lunatics who pose as hairstylists. I had many lovely regular clients while I was working. I'm just giving my perspective on the journey of sane clients finding sane hairstylists. It's a mutual process. We all are vetting one another out, searching for that connection.